Don't destroy our family. We need Sabrina home.
In a Maryland house, there's a room with toys for a girl who never played with them. The basement has a closet of baby clothes never worn. Pictures of a baby who never lived there are scattered throughout. 3 days before Thanksgiving in 1997, baby Sabrina disappeared from her crib. Marlene Aisenberg discovered her missing along with a blue and yellow handmade blanket. Noticing the open garage door and unlocked door to the house, she called 911 at 6:42 a.m. Police quickly responded, searching the home and neighborhood for the missing baby.
911, hello, I need the police. My baby's been kidnapped. All right, ma'am, need to calm down. Okay. All right, take a deep breath. What do you mean your baby's been kidnapped? I just got up to wake my son up. My garage door was wide open. My house and my door was wide open and my baby's gone out of the crib. How old is your baby? My baby is 5 months old. Oh, God, help me.
Sabrina Aisenberg, 5 months old, disappeared from her crib on November 24, 1997. Neighbors informed investigators about attempted break-ins in homes with small children in the neighborhood. On the morning Sabrina vanished, one neighbor heard his dog bark around 1 a.m. and, upon investigation, heard a baby crying in the distance. This was unusual as none of his immediate neighbors had small children. Despite finding 7 unidentified fingerprints, an unidentified blonde hair, and a shoe print near the baby's crib, suspicion fell on the Aisenbergs. Questions arose about why nobody woke up during the intrusion and why the family dog didn't bark. The Aisenbergs' behavior during a press conference, where they pleaded for Sabrina's return, was perceived as odd by some members of the public and the media. Marlene Aisenberg revealed to People in 2001 that on the very first day, the police accused her, stating, "A policeman looked me right in the eye and said, 'We think you know what happened.'" In the aftermath of Sabrina's disappearance, law enforcement focused on Steve and Marlene Aisenberg. 16 days later, on December 13, 1997, authorities obtained permission to wiretap the couple's home, believing there was probable cause to suspect them of murdering their daughter. The electronic interception devices were placed to secretly monitor and record conversations in the Aisenbergs' Valrico home and over the phone. In January and February, detectives were granted extensions to continue recording the Aisenbergs' conversations. They cited a pediatrician's concern about pictures suggesting hair pulled out from the left side of the baby's head and bruising around the left eye. Additionally, the Aisenbergs' children's hairdresser allegedly reported observing missing hair from the child's head. The indictment suggested a bald spot on Sabrina's head in a home video. Over 79 days, law enforcement recorded 2,600 conversations, including an alleged smoking gun. Marlene Aisenberg was claimed to say, "The baby's dead and buried. It was found dead because you did it." Stephen Aisenberg allegedly replied, "Honey, there was nothing I could do about it. We need to discuss the way that we can beat the charge. I would never break away from the family pact and our story, even if the police were to hold me down. We will do what we have to do." On December 24th, tapes allegedly caught Marlene Aisenberg saying, "Oh, Steve, I tried to save her and she died. And as we can't confuse them, but we'll try it, hon, you know."
You take a listen.
On January 24, 1998, Stephen Aisenberg reportedly said, "I wish I hadn't harmed her." Marlene allegedly replied, "I just can't take the rap for this." On February 17, 1998, as the grand jury investigated, Steve was recorded saying, "They didn't know the truth, right?" Marlene allegedly replied, "Yeah, so, in a way, that means nobody knows what we did still." Stephen Aisenberg is accused of then saying, "Exactly." On January 30, 1998, the United States served subpoenas to the Aisenbergs to appear before the grand jury. Despite their intent to invoke the Fifth Amendment, the government insisted on their appearance. On February 11, 1998, the Aisenbergs faced the grand jury, cited their Fifth Amendment rights, and refused to answer most questions. On September 9, 1999, a federal grand jury indicted the Aisenbergs on 7 counts. The couple, having moved to Maryland, was subsequently arrested. Law enforcement forcefully entered Stephen's childhood home to arrest Marlene Aisenberg, who faced a potential 30-year prison sentence. Meanwhile, her husband was confronted with a 20-year sentence for charges related to conspiracy and lying to authorities about their daughter's disappearance. Although the couple was never charged with harming their daughter, the case heavily relied on recorded conversations, characterized as a law enforcement vendetta by the Aisenbergs' attorney, Barry Cohen. The Aisenbergs were photographed leaving the courthouse in the aftermath of a February 2001 ruling. A judge declared that investigators had deceived when obtaining permission for wiretaps in the Aisenberg home, leading to the couple being exonerated from all charges. The judge criticized the wiretaps as mostly unintelligible and highlighted misquotations or context manipulation of statements from the pediatrician and hairdresser in the extension applications. Discrepancies between the tapes and transcripts were noted. Following these revelations, the lead prosecutor in the Aisenberg case faced demotion in July 2001. Following their acquittal, the Aisenbergs' attorney pursued a lawsuit against the federal government, securing almost $3 million in legal fees through the Hyde Amendment. This amendment allows courts to grant attorneys' fees if the government's position is deemed vexatious, frivolous, or in bad faith. The judgment was based on the bad faith prosecution of Stephen and Marlene Aisenberg regarding their daughter Sabrina's disappearance and the full disclosure of grand jury transcripts. The amount was later reduced to around $1.5 million. The couple initiated another lawsuit for additional damages, alleging civil rights deprivation, evidence fabrication, and falsehoods by prosecutors. Unfortunately, in 2004, the case was dismissed as prosecutors received immunity from such lawsuits against their official actions. Additionally, the Aisenbergs dropped a similar lawsuit against the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in 2006. Almost 11 years after Sabrina's disappearance, an inmate named Dennis Byron asserted that HCSO detectives requested him to wear a wire, recording conversations with fellow inmate Scott Overbeck about the Aisenberg case. Overbeck, initially in jail on weapons charges, had lived near investigator Tony Tranquillo, associated with the Aisenbergs' lawyer's firm. Byron's sworn statement suggested Overbeck claimed he was asked to retrieve a boat with the baby's body from the Aisenbergs' home, subsequently disposing of it near the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Byron believed Tranquillo might have orchestrated Overbeck's involvement. Dennis Byron claimed that Cohen, Tranquillo, and the Aisenbergs were the focus of the HCSO investigation. Byron's attorney, John Trevina, emphasized that Byron merely relayed what Overbeck told him, lacking independent knowledge. Trevina highlighted that without forensic evidence, the investigation seemed preposterous. HCSO countered, denying Cohen as a subject, target, or suspect. Trevina alleged HCSO purchased a boat from Overbeck in 2007, linking it to the case. The credibility of informants and the legitimacy of the investigation were questioned amid the lack of tangible evidence. In April 2003, a Michigan woman noticed a resemblance between Sabrina Aisenberg's missing poster and a child in Illinois, nicknamed Paloma Unknown. The Aisenbergs agreed that she looked like their missing baby. The child was taken into Mexico by a teen, given to a woman facing deportation, and later adopted off the books. The nurse who facilitated the adoption appointed her sister as the girl's guardian. Adoption attempts by the Aisenbergs were denied, lacking the baby's birth certificate. Despite a DNA sample not matching, the girl's true identity and origins remained elusive. The Aisenbergs, hopeful for Sabrina's discovery, believe DNA and genealogy will solve her case. While receiving messages from potential matches on Facebook, none have proven accurate. Inspired by stories like Melissa Highsmith's reunion, they maintain hope and actively contribute DNA to sites like Ancestry.com and 23andMe.com. Collaborating with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they leverage GEDmatch.com and FamilyTree.com to aid the search. The Aisenbergs encourage others who suspect a match to undergo DNA testing, emphasizing its crucial role in reuniting families. Holding on to the belief that Sabrina is alive, they persist as her birth parents. The Aisenbergs, deeply impacted by Sabrina's disappearance, strive not to let it define them. Managing grief daily, they've learned to push it down to move forward. Focusing on their other children, William and Monica, who were 8 and 4 when Sabrina vanished, They've aimed to provide the best childhood despite the tragic circumstances. While acknowledging the unknown impact on their children, William and Monica, now 33 and 29, continue with their lives. The Aisenbergs, after 25 years of waiting, keep Sabrina's memory alive through age progression photos and baby pictures throughout their home. With the case still active, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office emphasizes the ongoing search for answers and urges the public to share any information. Despite the hardships, the family remains strong, eagerly anticipating Sabrina's return. Marlene envisions donating Sabrina's preserved baby clothes when she comes home, an emotional gesture to mark the long-awaited reunion.
You know, she's 20 years old now. She's going to be 21. You know, we're really hopeful that she's going to, you know, we hope that she's been living in a place that she's been taken care of and loved, but that she feels something inside of her that she knows she's not where she should be.
Come on, sweetie, come over here and see Mommy.
Let's put that in its place and let's move forward in how to try and get Sabrina back.
The Aisenbergs say their focus now is not on the past, but the future and finding Sabrina.